Your family now.
Oh, you heard it here first. Hey guys, welcome back. We are back at the Farmhouse Flower Farm here in Stanwood, Washington with my good, I get to call you my good friend now. we broke bread last night.
Yes,
we
we
had
did.
dinner. So I get to call you like my good friend. We went antiquing. We went.
It was a girls' day.
It was a girls' day
It was a
yesterday.
great day.
It was the best.
Yeah.
And last time we were here, we did the dahlias.
Yep.
We walked through the dahlias. We walked through Cafe Alley.
Yes.
That was
magical.
That was something like insane. I didn't think there was somebty out there that loved Cafe Olay as much as I did.
Right.
And then I saw it and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's
so
I was
good.
meant
You
to meet her.
cannot not grow Cafe au lait.
No, you can't. And so Marryn is the sweet pea queen. And when we came last year, we missed the sweet peas because it was later in August.
Yeah.
But we made it for the sweet peas this year.
Yay.
And you launched your book.
Yep.
So much has happened.
So much has happened.
Like, I get like goosebumps. I'm just thinking about everything that happened this year. And I just think, like, I can't wait to dive in and talk about what this year has been.
Yeah.
Especially after the launch.
Yeah.
You guys, the book, like I almost cried. I did cry when I opened it because you saw it. I got a PR box and I was like, I made it.
Yeah.
I told Sergey when I got that box, I was like, I made it. And it was a big fan. So anyways, it was just such a like beautiful surprise. The box, the gifts, but the book, it was just,
Thank you.
it was magical. If you guys don't have the copy yet, like, what are you waiting for? You need this book. We're going to talk about the book.
The gold detail.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. Even Sergey was like, oh, that's good. He always talks about the gold detail on the cover. And I'm like, I know. She did such a good job. Like, it's perfect. Anyways, we are going to walk through all of the sweet peas. We're going to talk about, I know I'm going to ask you the hard question. I'm going to ask you the hard question.
You are going to ask me the hard question. I need to prep myself for that.
Yes. I gave you a heads up. I'm like, I'm
You
going to
did.
ask you tomorrow. And then we're just going to talk about some different varieties and just show you guys the beauty that is behind the book and the magic of the Sweet Pea Queen. Okay, Marryn, so the book launched.
Yes.
Walk me through that. Like how it was such a whirlwind. You were traveling all over the place. You went to Texas. You had a book signing there. You've had several book signings here. What has that been like for you?
It has been I'm still in shock that it's actually real.
Yeah.
When you work on a project like this, I mean, it was 4 years in the making.
Yeah.
So just to see it and hold it and see people's reactions to it and just all the stories and just, the love of sweet peas. And it's not just me, like I'm meeting all these people and it's been absolutely, absolutely incredible. So just a whirlwind.
Yeah, it
has an understatement.
It is.
Yeah.
And if you guys follow her on social media, she was like, I felt like you were everywhere.
Yeah.
It
felt like I was everywhere.
I was like, where's Marryn today? And and the thing is, the book has been so impactful. I just think the story behind it, I think I mentioned this to you. My favorite chapter was Understanding Sweet Peas. That opened up like my whole world about sweet peas. I didn't really know much. I was like, okay, they're beautiful flowers. I love to grow them. The scent is unreal. And then when you like actually understand them, it was like, okay, you're the sweet pea queen. I want to be the sweet pea princess. I will never grow sweet peas like this one. I mean, you guys, it's absolutely insane. So I want to talk about how you kind of break up the field here, because I know everything you do is methodical and it's beautiful and you color code everything.
We color code. I'm a very visual person. And so I like planting in color order. I just like seeing seeing the different colors together, being
Yeah.
able to compare them, just because so many of them are very, very similar
Yeah.
in color. And I just, honestly, like I can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of my mission behind the book, was that so many people are not successful with their sweet peas because there's little tweaks that you can make here and there to be more successful depending on what growing zone you're in.
Okay.
So a lot of people actually give up on them after their first season because they're not successful.
Right.
And I'm like, you can just fine tune a few little things and then it's a game changer and it makes all the difference in the world. So, so that kind of became like my mission with the book.
Okay.
Yeah. But here on the farm, I love to plant in color order.
Okay.
It just makes me happy.
It does. I mean, and it's so visually pleasing.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mentioned that in the book, or of that story behind the book, because I do think some people get defeated. And I think there's so many different varieties of sweet peas.
Yes.
And just like understanding which ones are meant for a garden,
Right.
which ones are good for a landscape, which ones are good for cutting. And yeah, that's what changed like my whole world. I was like, okay, it's all like starting to connect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did want to talk about some of like the different varieties. Would you show us like a Spencer versus a Floribunda? Like you have both.
Yes.
You have several.
This is actually a great spot to be in for that comparison. So you can see, so this is a variety called Oban Bay. And you can see how large these flowers are. The plants are already starting to set seed. You'll see, it's been really warm this season. And so we're getting seed set a lot sooner than we normally would. Flowers started blooming probably almost a month ahead of time this year. So you never know with farming, what Mother Nature is going to dish at you. But so usually the vines are probably another foot taller at this time of the season. But because it's been so warm and sweet peas like it cool, they're reacting to the temperature and to the lack of moisture a little bit. But so this variety, again, is a perfect example. So this is what you would call a Spencer variety. So you can see that the flowers are very large. There's 4 to 6 blooms on each stem. But yeah, very large, long stems. And then right behind it is a variety called Old Times.
Okay.
Now you'll see the flowers are a lot smaller.
Okay.
The stem length is shorter. So that's a huge difference between and that is an old-fashioned variety.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
these are more modern varieties.
Yeah, Spencers are all more modern varieties. But the Floribundas, or the Grandifloras, excuse me, are smaller flowers, but the scent is like off the charts insane. So there's so many different aspects in growing sweet peas. What are you growing them for cut flowers? Are you just growing them for your garden? There's so many different things that you can take into consideration when you're choosing those varieties that you want to grow. So if you're growing for cut flowers, you're going to look for the Spencers. Those are the big flowers, longer stems. It's probably about 80 to 90% of what's on the market as far as seed goes. And then if you're just growing them in your garden and you're looking for fragrance, you're looking for a backdrop, you're looking for something to climb up an existing fence or an obelisk or whatever support system that you already have, then I would definitely recommend like the Grandifloras, the modern Grandifloras. But you'll see like those varieties do not get as tall as the Spencer varieties. So they only get between 5 to 6 feet tall, whereas the Spencers will get 8 to 10 feet tall in the right conditions. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I know for your book, like you had, I know the book, it was like 4 years in the making. So just the photography, like we had deep conversations about that. And you guys, just writing the book is like amazing, but everything that goes behind it is so insane. And it just, that's a fun story. You should do a whole article about that.
I should write a book about writing a book.
You should, and just give everybody like an insight of what it really takes, because it's crazy. So you had the sweet peas were like so much taller, like in when you were doing some of the shoot for the book. And was that the Spencer's variety then?
Yes.
Were they mostly
most
Spencers
of them were
when you were in the
Spencers,
tunnels?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know you're playing around with breeding.
Yes.
You're doing a lot of
bit.
Yes, she's doing a lot of crazy things in the. We have a visitor back there.
We have a little photo
One
bomber.
of the boys. We've been having so much fun with them. Anyways, you are getting you're doing so much in the sweet pea world that I know eventually you'll release out into the world.
We'll see.
Yes. But you are like, you're starting to breed them.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to do both? Like, what kind of varieties are you going for? Are you more in the cut flower space, or do you just kind of want to
I just want to see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
never know once you cross a variety what it's going to come out with.
Yeah.
So it takes years to bring a new variety to market.
Yeah.
And unlike dahlias or other flower varieties that are really, hot on the breeding
Sure.
scene, sweet peas take a lot of intention
Oh,
because
okay.
they don't cross-pollinate. They're self-pollinating.
Right.
So you actually have to hand cross every single one and then collect that seed pod and then grow it out the next season. So, I mean, it takes years for those varieties to come to fruition. There's numerous trials that they have to go through, numerous judging, like all sorts of things. So it's not like dahlias where you can collect seed off of it, grow it out the next season. You're like, oh, wait a second, that's a new variety, and then you just need to make sure that the genetics are stable.
Sure.
Sweet peas,
There's a lot of intention.
there's a
behind
lot
it.
of intention. So I'm just trying to see, like, right now, like, what comes up. Is it going to, what color is it going to be?
Sure.
Because I can think, oh, this would make a really pretty baby. Like, this is the mom, this is the dad. But then, genetics play a part in that, and we'll see what they come up with.
Oh my gosh. Well, you guys, we'll give you a sneak peek of one that she's been working on for years.
Yes.
And it's quite beautiful. And as far as colors go, are the blues the more sought after? It feels, well, when you had your sale, it was like a race. You had to, like,
it's always a race.
It was a race, because I don't know anybody else that has as many varieties as you do here that we can order from. And I feel like a lot of the blues, there's some other varieties that sold fast. Do you think these are the most popular? People are going for the blues more, or do you see more, like, what sells out fast for you? Like, what's the
blush
first?
and the peach?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It depends, because I really like to look at what people are ordering and see, like, what color palettes are they going for.
Yeah.
There's some people that go for the really bright jewel tones, so like the reds and the oranges and the really deep purples. But then there's a lot of people that also go for those softer colors.
Yeah.
So it's really there's kind of two different realms. Like the backyard gardener, I really see going towards those bright, vivid colors. But the cut flower farmer and the florist and all of, they're going for those softer colors.
Sure.
So it's really interesting to see what people are gravitating towards.
Yeah.
I like all of them personally.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't surprise you, but but yeah, it's really interesting to see, like, what what the trends are. But yes, blushes, peaches, the light blues. Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
those are like, those are my, like, colorways, I guess, that I love the most.
Yeah.
But when I actually went into the blue tunnels back there, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
I know.
Like, and they all actually look so different, because when you're shopping, it can be a little bit overwhelming just because there's so many varieties.
Right.
But when you actually get to see them up close, they are actually very different. They have so many different characteristics, even like the way that they fade in and out. It's just so different. You might think, like, this variety might look, oh my gosh, I don't even know all of the names. But anyways, it's very different. So if you are a beginner growing sweet peas, what are some of the things you recommend? Like, what should we consider as a gardener, or even as a florist? When should we really, like, start getting our plants ready to plant out? And I know you talk about this in the book. So again, this is another reason why you guys need the book, because it's literally a guide.
Yeah.
And I reference it. I referenced it multiple times throughout the growing season already. But if you're just starting out, where do we begin?
So my book is really my love letter to the sweet pea, and I want to get sweet peas in as many gardens as I possibly can. So I cover everything, start to finish, what you need to know about sweet peas, just understanding what is going to make you successful with sweet peas, the history of sweet peas, all the varieties, all the how-tos, just everything that anybody would need to know. So location and trying to figure out what growing zone you're in are just two key elements for sweet peas. Whereas here in the Pacific Northwest, we're in 8B. So we can actually fall sow our sweet peas and we can late winter sow our sweet peas. So we can do a little bit of both. Now, if you're in a warmer climate, you're gonna want to fall sow your sweet peas and so that you can overwinter them and you can beat the heat. The key is with sweet peas, they do not like the heat, and that's where I think a lot of people are not successful with them because they're not growing the right varieties and their timing is off. So they're looking at other people like on Instagram or whatever, and they're like, oh, I need to start my seeds. But you know, people in Texas need to be starting theirs in like October or November, overwintering them, and then so that they can beat the heat. Whereas here in the Pacific Northwest, if I'm starting them in October or November, I'm putting them in a hoop house so that I can overwinter them. And then all of my field grown varieties are actually not started until January. So it's there's really fine tuning the timing and then what varieties you're growing. Like if you're in a hot climate, you're going to want to grow those early flowering varieties so that they only require 10 to 11 hours to induce the bloom cycle. Whereas your Spencers that everybody loves, those take 12 hours. So you can see like if you're, you know, having to beat that heat, if you can grow those early flowering varieties, you're going to have flowers a lot sooner and you're going to be way more successful than if you're growing a Spencer variety, your timing is off and then you're not going to see flowers. You know what I mean?
Got it. Okay. Okay.
So it's all in the timing.
All in the timing. And what about, okay, so that's so funny. When is the latest for us here in Zone 8B? Like when is the absolute latest that you would say you can plant out your sweet peas and you're still going to get flowers? Because I planted mine so late. And I was like, and at first I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do it this year. And I had purchased some seeds from you. And I was like, no, I have to see these myself. I can't wait. And I did. And I popped them in. They germinated beautifully, like perfect germination. They came out, they're strong plants. But I was late and I'm surprised. I mean, I know I'm not going to get to enjoy them as long, but I don't care. I'm enjoying them plenty right now.
So when I first started growing sweet peas, I religiously started mine on Valentine's Day, like February 14th, 15th, just mid-February. But then as we've grown more and more and more, and I've learned more and more, I start mine in January. So like January 1, now that is if you have like an unheated hoop house that they can grow in. So sweet peas are way more successful when they're grown cold. So a lot of people, you know, it's human nature to want to nurture these plants, right? And keep them warm and tuck them in and all those things. But sweet peas like it cool from start to finish. They just like it cool. Germination, 50 to 55 degrees. As soon as I see those little snake heads pop out of the soil, like they're in my unheated hoop. And that's where they stay. Even when it gets really cold.
Really? Okay. So I can start mine indoors. In like our heated room and then bring them out as soon as they start popping up. Interesting. So the funny thing is with ours this year, I didn't even put them inside. I just started them outside, like on our deck, and they came right up. But it was later, and it was so cool out, and they did great. Okay, good to know.
So I would say latest would probably be March.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. And what about fall sowing? Do you do a lot of fall sowing? I know you talked about this.
So I do.
Right.
Everything that we fall sow is actually in one of my unheated hoops.
Okay.
So that way I can actually give it a little bit of protection over the winter, but then I don't give them any heat or frost cloth or anything like that. So if we get down to like, you know, we get a cold snap that's like 9 degrees or whatever, I mean, they're just hanging out in there and they, you know, when you grow them cold and they're allowed to grow cold, that the plants are actually stronger. So case in point right now, so it's, you know, I mean, we're getting 80 degrees this week. It'll be 100, 110 in those unheated greenhouses. And those fall sown plants, they're like at the ceiling and they're still rocking.
Wow.
In there.
Really?
Okay. They're a lot stronger when they're grown cold. Their cell walls are stronger. They can resist virus and pests a lot more than the ones that are actually sowed later in the season. Good
to know. Speaking about viruses and pests and all of that, are you feeling the pressure this year? Okay. And what are you seeing most of? And like, I think for me, it's pests. We have thrips right now, and I'm panicking a little bit. I'm trying to buy like all of the beneficials I can get my hands on. Do you guys ever experience that on the farm?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're not immune to that. I wish. I wish.
Goodness. Sometimes I'll see like an aphid here and there, and like I haven't really seen any in your sweet peas.
Oh, they're there.
Well, they're doing a good job hiding. And I was like, where are they? I feel bad.
So this year, because we had such a mild winter, the pest pressure has been a lot higher than it's been in the past. So we're actually seeing aphids a lot sooner than we normally would. And we're also seeing more mosaic virus in the sweet peas. Now, mosaic virus, I know people are like, you know, because of dahlias, right? So I don't panic when I see mosaic virus because in sweet peas, it actually doesn't translate to the seeds. So if one of my plants, I see this showing signs of mosaic virus, I just pull it out and dispose of it. So I don't panic. I just know that that plant is infected. But with sweet peas, it can actually, I mean, it can spread so fast that there's last year or the year before, it took out all my Molly Rylestone within a few days. And I know exactly what I'm looking for, but it was just, it was that
Immediate.
fast. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you see a plant, it doesn't look right, like the leaves are starting to twist and contort and those kinds of things. The flowers will show signs. They'll be like splotchy, speckled. None of these are showing it. Oh, here's one. Now the plant is not showing anything yet.
Sure.
But
you see it on
this
the
looks
flower?
a different, see how it's like speckled?
Oh, okay.
Okay. That is a telltale sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's funny you say that because a lot of people think like, oh, maybe that's a new variety.
Yeah.
But
No, it's not. No.
Okay.
In fact, I can actually see like, in photos or bouquets or whatever, I'm like, oh, that has mosaic virus on it just from looking at the flower.
You have the gene to do that.
So this, I'm just going to I'll just yank this. I'll show you guys what I do. So I literally just pull it out just like that.
Plant.
The whole plant.
Oh gosh, I know you gardeners at home are like, no, just keep it.
Yeah.
But you're right, like because you don't want to let it you don't want to let it spread because you need to collect seed.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest.
And the likelihood of it actually producing seed on a sick plant is very, very low.
Sure.
So I mean, this already has a pod on it, but this is a telltale sign that this is showing signs of mosaic virus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that's becoming more and more common? Or is there anything that like we can do to help prevent that, or just be diligent about?
Just be diligent about it. I honestly, like I said, I know what signs to look for.
Sure.
I don't panic. I just pull it.
Sure.
Same with dahlias. Like I don't panic. I know what signs to look for. I would rather have fewer plants that are healthy than more plants that are sick.
Right.
So if in doubt, throw it out.
Pull it out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's a. I have thoughts about that because I'm right with you. I do think like I've had some unicorns that I've had to pull out.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart because some of them are ones that I've waited, 2 years to get. And you see it, and it's one of those things. Sometimes they have it and they don't show signs. Yep. And that's a big thing right now in the dahlia world.
Oh,
like,
totally.
Right? Like so many plants are infected, but they're not showing any signs.
Yeah, they're saying like 85% of dahlias are infected with some sort of virus.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll never, like you won't know because they just
I've seen plants that are perfectly healthy, show no signs of anything, and you test them and they show positive.
Yeah.
So
it's wild.
Yeah, it's wild. So that's why I don't panic. I know what to look for.
Right.
If it looks sick, obviously I'm going to pull it out.
Right.
But same translates to sweet peas as well. This variety I'm really excited about. This is a new one for me this year.
Oh.
It's called Cold Steel.
Oh, wow.
And I absolutely love this one.
The two-tone.
Yeah, this is a beautiful little section right here.
Oh, I'm gonna come around. Hold on, I gotta show them this. Oh wow. Okay, so is this it right here too?
Yeah.
Is it just this is newer?
Yeah.
This is fading.
Yeah.
When do you recommend harvesting flowers? If you're doing it for cut flowers, at what stage?
I would harvest this.
Right.
See how it's got 2 buds at the tip.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would harvest this. Because it's been warm, you're seeing shorter stems now. Sure. But I always tell, like this one, I would probably harvest. So I always tell people, don't look at what I'm doing as far as like don't look at my photos, because when you're doing a photo of flowers, they're fully blown because they photograph prettier when they're fully blown, right? But when you're cutting for your customers or for cut flowers, you want to make sure that you're giving your customer the longest vase life. So that's why you want to give them at least 1 or 2 buds on the stem. Okay. Also, another trick to extend your vase life with sweet peas is keep them as cool as possible. Ooh, so I always tell customers, don't put them in a hot windowsill or on a dining room table that's going to get blasted with afternoon sun. Okay. Put them in the refrigerator at night, just crisp, cool water. Okay. I don't use any, floral food or anything like that. Just sweet peas are not a flower that you can stick in a bucket and put on the end of the row and just keep going. Okay. They need to be like as cool as possible at all times.
Really? Yep. Okay. Yep. Do you fertilize your sweet peas on the field?
Yes.
Okay. They're heavy feeders.
They're heavy feeders. So I put compost in the rows before I plant. Mm-hmm. Then I put compost at planting time. Okay. I'll introduce more compost. Wow. tricks are in the book.
Yeah, they
And
are.
then,
They are. Yeah.
And then I use compost tea until, you know, they start to set buds, and then I stop spraying. And then that's all I do.
That's all you do. And then you kind of back off.
Yeah, I back off, because if you introduce too much nitrogen when they're starting to set buds, you'll experience what's called bud drop.
Yeah.
And you'll lose, believe me, learn from my mistakes. You'll lose your first whole entire flush of flowers.
Yeah, you've mentioned that too.
Yeah.
And I back, because I used to use something like their first feeding.
Yeah.
It had high nitrogen. And then I was like, oops.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Marryn says don't do that. So I stopped doing that.
But like, so this is an example of bud drop. So it doesn't happen just with too much nitrogen. It actually is environmental. And a lot of people don't understand that. So they're like, what is happening? Why am I just seeing sticks? And it happens with high or really severe temperature swings. So like we've been seeing the 80s during the day, and then we're into the 40s at night. And just that temperature swing, they're like, hey, you know, and they'll just drop their flowers. So if you're seeing things like this in your garden, it's nothing that you're doing wrong. Unless you're applying fertilizer too late. But it's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's just completely environmental. So a lot of people will cut the stems. I just kind of let mine go, just because they'll start to send out shoots anyways on their own. Yeah. So you can see, like, you know, they're already starting to show new growth.
So you don't have to come in.
No.
Right?
No.
When you,
I mean, you can if you want, but
sure. When you plant them out, I know you guys have this whole method, and you actually, there's a good picture of Scott doing this in the book. And it's very detailed, so you know exactly what to do when you're planting it. Do you guys, this is just how you corral them, like you don't, or not corral them, but this is how you stake them up. You don't actually use string throughout the season. You just tuck them in.
So I tuck them in. We'll come through here probably within the next few weeks and put a row of baling twine up here to kind of hold them up a little bit, just because they're going to they're starting to set seed. The vines are getting very heavy. In their heyday, sweet peas will actually grow about a foot a week.
Wow.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Wow.
So we'll come through here and we'll just put some baling twine just to kind of give them a little bit of support. But up until now, I've only, Roger Parsons calls this shoveling. And you basically just kind of take the tendrils of the sweet pea and tuck it into the netting. And so that way it kind of trains them to grow up the netting. Yeah. But I'll use twist tie wire also. I've always got that on my tool belt.
You're such a farmer. I love it. Like, she is like a true farmer. There's no like glitz and glam. It's all just no, she is out here working, you guys. Like when we were walking, even like when we arrived, she was out here just culling plants, doing this. I'm like, yep, that's a true farmer right there. I love it.
It's constantly. I'm constantly walking the rows, constantly, you know, seeing what the plants are doing, just making sure that everybody's healthy, everybody's happy. That, you know, certain varieties aren't mixed, pulling rogues, you know, just there's always something. Like there's always a weed to pull. There's always, you know, something to do. So
well, let's walk through. I want to make it to let's go back to the blue, because I want to show them the variety that you are working on.
Oh, yeah.
And it's beautiful. Speaking of Roger, so I met him in England.
He's so wonderful.
He's amazing.
I love him.
And he loved you. Like, as soon as I mentioned you, I was like, Marryn is my friend. He's like, oh. And I was like, yes, I got a connection. And it was funny because I told him, I'm like, you know, we have the sweet pea queen in the US, and now I get to meet the sweet pea king here in England. So England, their sweet pea game is wow.
Oh, their sweet pea game is
incredible.
Bananas.
Yes. How do we get there? Like, I feel like you're kind of guiding us into that world where we're like, hey, we're doing some really cool stuff here in the US.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like sweet peas are really catching on, and I just absolutely love that. I feel like they're such an underrated garden flower that, you know, so many people have these wonderful memories and stories, and they've been growing them in their gardens for years. But I feel like they're just so undervalued and underrated, and so that's kind of another reason why I wrote the book is, you know, why are we not talking more about sweet peas? Like, we're seeing all of these, you know, garden books on roses and peonies. Why are we not talking about sweet peas? Like, there's such a rich history here. So yeah, it's really catching on like wildfire, which I love. But yeah, I honestly, we need to get something going over in the United States.
We do.
And it's so...
I nominate you to run that, okay?
It's so hard to get seed. It's just, it's becoming very, very difficult. And so, yeah, we need to change those things.
Yeah.
And there's such old antiquated laws that are stopping us from getting those varieties. And, you know, England's really the only place that you can get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, when I saw the sweet peas there, I was like, oh my gosh.
I know.
How many can I take with me? How many is too many? Okay?
Never too many.
Never too many.
Yeah.
Do you think there will be ever a time where, like, what is the word I'm looking for? Can we lobby for that, for those changes? Is that a thing in the farming world or agricultural world, I guess?
It's a thing. And I think, you know, hopefully if enough of us are on board that they will listen. But yeah, I mean, these varieties could be lost.
Right.
You know, and that's the heartbreaking thing. So yeah, I honestly just, you know, lobby to your, you know, your congressman, your senator. I mean, just, you know, raise it up the food chain.
Yeah. And you have to have people like that, right?
Oh, because absolutely.
I think a lot more people are stepping up and coming out front and saying, hey, we need to save these flowers.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's so much history behind them. Even
so much history.
I know there's such a huge focus on like roses right now, right? A lot of people are talking about roses. Even when we're in England, oh my gosh, the roses there were insane.
Right.
But also the sweet peas. I mean, I saw varieties that I didn't even know existed.
I know.
You know?
When I went through Roger's greenhouse, well, so I was back there in 2022. And when I went through Roger's greenhouse, I was like,
yeah. Wait, can you give us a quick
like,
background?
Who's that? But yeah, it's honestly like, it's so heartbreaking to see the fact that, you know, I mean, they're carrying on with them, but as far as getting them over here, it's quite difficult.
Yeah. Was it always like that or no? Before it was a lot easier to just...
They're really cracking down like over the years. It's, I mean, now I can't even get anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. It's extremely
It's
difficult.
extremely difficult.
Yeah.
You know, some people, some customers of mine, they'll, you know, order stuff and it comes through just fine. And then other times it's, you know, you get this nice little envelope that says, you know, confiscation.
Yeah. Oops.
So, which is heartbreaking because that's what happened with my grandma's sweet peas.
Right.
Is that, you know, when I bought the naming rights for those sweet peas, that was part of it. You get seed. And so I got this lovely little package that had the certificate that, you know, for Beverly Ann and Ada Marie after my grandma's, but no seed. They had confiscated the seed.
Really?
So yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
So, so yeah, it's pretty heartbreaking. But yeah, I feel like if enough of us can get on board and just really do our due diligence, hopefully that'll change someday.
Sure.
Or at least I hope it changes someday.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is one of my favorite spots.
The blue.
The blue.
Would you say the blues are more of your tones? Like that's what you navigate?
No.
I will say though, real quick, the Beverly Ann one.
Yeah.
That might be like the best blue. I saw it last year. There's like one plant. Yeah. And I think like it was meant to be. I was meant to see it. That is like a icy blue.
Oh.
Sweet pea.
Honestly, just and because of my emotional connection with it, because that is my grandma. So I grew her actually in the hoop house this year. So she's pretty much done for the season. She's setting seed. But I would go out there and I would talk to her, you know, and stuff. And I just feel like kind of like her memory lives on in the flowers. But it's honestly, it's such a stunning variety. It's just an icy blue, long stems, huge flower.
Yeah. And
she was able to see a picture of it before she passed, but I wish I would have been able to show her the actual flowers. But
I know she sees it.
Oh yeah.
I can feel it with you.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful. I want to get my hands on that one. So I'll be joining the races when your seed sale starts again. So we're here at the blue.
Yeah.
What do we call this? The Blue Alley? What should we name this?
I don't know. I honestly
we need names. We need to name this because it's so cool. All of the pretty blues, again, color coded. You start like with the lights and you kind of sway into the darks. It's just
Yeah.
I wanna
This was
tell her-
all dahlias last year.
Yes, and you
Yeah.
switched the fields
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was all dahlias last year. And because we grew so many sweet peas this year, I was like, okay, the rows are already in. Let's
Yeah.
just slam in some supports. We're good.
Yes.
So all the blues came to live here, and I keep gravitating towards this section.
Sure.
But I just absolutely love it. I love how it just like glows in the distance. Like you're
does.
on the other side of the field and you can see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my ones that I'm most excited about is
This is
this
your girl.
beauty. This is
Yes.
the girl.
So this is the one Marryn is breeding, and you've been working on this one
5
for
years now.
5 years, you
Mhm,
guys.
mhm.
Just how did it begin for you? Like,
It was actually a sport
mhm,
that I collected seed off of 5 years ago.
mhm.
And it was one flower on one plant that I absolutely loved. So I isolated it
Mhm.
and have been growing it out and just making sure that the genetics stay true. And luckily, the genetics have stayed true.
Sure.
And so yeah, I've just been growing it out, growing it out, growing it out. And I sent it to the trial gardens in England,
Mhm.
and Roger grew it out for me. And he's like, I'm definite that you've got a new variety here. So yeah.
Was that so exciting when you heard
Yeah.
that? Like when you
Yeah.
heard those words, were you like, I would lose it.
Yeah.
I would have dropped to the ground.
I've never been so nervous. Like, just here you go.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I've got some fine tuning on it to do.
Sure.
Before it actually passes and
Mhm.
is officially a new variety, but it's looking really, really good this season. So I'm really excited about that. So hopefully.
Oh my gosh. Can I be the first one to get a seed packet for this? Okay, I will.
But I just love how it fades
It
too.
does.
Like it's this, pretty vivid violet indigo blue.
Yes.
And then it just, as it fades, it just,
it's gorgeous. I actually love how it starts too.
Yeah.
Like that chartreuse, like that, I
Yeah.
don't know, like creamy lime.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
It
love
stopped
this
me in
so
my
much.
tracks the first time that I saw it because,
Yes.
There's sweet peas, they will sport,
Uh-huh.
but it's a rarity.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 9 times out of 10, when, you're growing a sweet pea and you're like, oh, that one's different.
Sure.
9 times out of 10, it's like the wrong seed, right? So it's like the wrong
Oh.
variety got mixed in there. And
Okay.
no matter how diligent and how careful you are, there's always, sometimes there's just that one that gets mixed in there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, it's that scenario, right?
Okay.
And it'll look like there's a ton of flowers that are, that are wrong, but there's so many flowers on one vine that it's
Mhm.
actually, all it takes is one seed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all it takes is one seed. And then you're like, how so you're looking at all these flowers and then you just pull the one plant and then all of a sudden it's solid again. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
So anyways,
So you have to be like so diligent
yeah. Oh,
about it.
oh yeah.
It's not like a dahlia, for example.
No.
If it shoots out a sport, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you have something different here.
Right.
But this is like,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to really get in here and,
Yeah.
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
9 times out of 10, usually when you're seeing the wrong, a different flower within a certain variety, it's probably the wrong seed that popped in.
Got
All it takes is one seed.
Right.
And then the other thing that happens is sporting, and sporting is very rare. And so you'll get, what happened with this one is this was on a plant with a completely different variety, and it was just one flower, like one stem. That's all it was.
Okay.
The other flowers on that vine were the variety that it was supposed to be. So it was just one flower that
Okay.
sported. So I was like, hello,
Oh.
who are you? And so I put a bag over it, got some seed from it, because I was like, there's no way I'm letting this thing,
Sure.
explode. That's why I put the bag on it.
Okay.
You don't have to do that
Uh-huh.
for sweet peas just because they don't cross-pollinate. They're self-pollinating. But
Mhm.
I wanted to make sure that I was
Like,
collecting
you knew,
everything
like, you
off
knew it
of
was
that.
right
Yeah.
It's like nobody touch
Yeah.
it.
I was like,
Okay.
don't touch it.
Yeah.
So I collected that seed, and then I've just been growing it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every year since.
So I know you probably get this question a lot. When you grow so many beautiful flowers, but you grow for seed, like you are a seed company
Mhm.
now too.
Yeah.
So not only are you're an author, you're selling dahlia tubers, which is probably my favorite sell of the year. I go crazy for it.
I know.
Can't talk about it enough. But you grow these flowers for seed, because I think you probably get a lot of question like, can we buy your flowers? Why
Yeah.
don't you sell flowers?
Right.
But you specifically grow for seed.
Yeah.
Is that a hard conversation with people
Yes.
that always want to
Yes.
buy your beautiful
Yes.
flowers?
To
Okay.
get them to understand.
Sure.
So how I kind of explain it is I very rarely cut my flowers ever. The only time that I ever cut them is if I need a photo, like for our website, or
Sure.
or I get a really special request. Like
Okay.
I had a customer whose grandma passed away, and sweet peas were her favorite flower,
Okay.
and so she wanted some for her memorial service.
Uh-huh.
But I very rarely cut them, because if you look at every stem, like case in point, this one. So this one has 4 flower heads
Sure.
on it, right? So you're looking at 4 seed pods.
Oh.
Average of seed pods is like 2 seeds to sometimes you'll get 10 seeds per pod.
Okay.
Okay, so if I'm selling 10 seeds for $5,
Yeah.
I'll let you do the math.
Right.
Let's say I get 10 seeds in each one of these pods. That's
Sure.
40.
Right.
Yeah, that's 40 seeds.
Yeah.
So that's 4 packets of seeds. So this one stem could cost me $20.
Wow. And
to
see,
cut.
and I think that's the hard truth that
Yeah.
people have to understand, because just being here the last couple of days with you, I lost count of how many people stop and they're like, we want to buy flowers. And I'm like, you can't. And it's beautiful. I mean, you get to admire it, and you do have events on the farm for people to come out. So if you guys are drooling over the sweet peas the way I do, there's always events that you can sign up for. You just have to go onto her website and it's all listed there. So you can be a part of the experience. But it's something that I hope more people understand, because it's easy to like be stopped on your tracks. How can you not when you see this beautiful view? But I wanted to like clear the air, because I know a lot of people ask, well, why can't we buy your beautiful flowers? I mean, but you're a seed company, like you're a seed farmer now. Yeah. Okay.
And we want every bit of seed that we can possibly produce.
Right.
Just because you just never know with farming. I mean, there's some varieties, believe it or not, with all of these blooms, there's some varieties that I will not get enough seed to sell.
Sure.
So you just don't know. And there's some varieties that are not great seed producers. Sure. Unfortunately, King's Ransom is one of them.
Okay.
That's the one that everybody is losing their minds over, and rightfully so. It's such a beautiful variety and such in high demand, but it is not a great seed producer. And that's kind of the nature of the beast, right? So a lot of the varieties that are really high in demand, and the reason is because they're not the best seed producers.
Okay. And that is, I mean, I saw the tunnel.
Yeah.
Holy moly. It's beautiful, but you're right. Just like looking at it, it's like, okay.
I'm like, I don't even go in there. I'm letting the weeds do their thing, just everything, just because I want every single seed that I can possibly produce out of it. And it is, like I said, it's notoriously a bad seed producer.
So we're talking about seed setting and how you're leaving King's Ransom and a few other varieties, I'm sure. We were like, we can't even go in there because we just want everything to be
I'm not even
uninterrupted.
I'm not even weeding in there anymore because I don't want to touch anything. I just want to make sure that every seed pod possible that I can get out of that hoop, just because the demand is so high. But there's certain varieties, like the Spencer varieties will produce less seed than your Grandiflora varieties. So it just, it really depends on the variety. There's so many different aspects. Weather obviously is a huge, huge part of seed production. Like last year, the rain would hit just at the I would say right/wrong time. And so I would have millions of flowers out there, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're gone. And I was like, what the heck just happened? So then you have to wait till the next flush, or you get those temperature swings that I was talking about earlier, and you lose a ton of buds.
Sure.
So it's farming is not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
No, it's not.
That's for sure.
And you really, like, everything that you guys do is based on the weather.
Yes,
like that
absolutely.
is, there's some things out of your control. So that's why some years it's like you have a lot of one thing, and other years people get upset because it's like it's sold out in like a minute, or you can't get it, and it really is just dependent on the weather. Yeah. So I think we all need to show a little bit more grace to our farmers, especially the local farmers, because this is real life. I mean, there's no, it's not a perfect environment.
No.
You can't control the weather, and you just, every year I think you just hope and pray for the best. And expect the worst.
Yep.
Really.
That's really all you can do.
Yeah.
It's some years are definitely better than others. Some
Yeah.
years, you'll get more seed than others.
Sure.
Sometimes, you get 20, like last year I got 22 pounds of seed from
Wow.
one variety.
Holy cow.
So
Yeah.
it's just, you just don't know.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
How many plants are you growing out this year?
Over 40,000.
Oh my
just
gosh.
of sweet peas.
Wow.
Okay, so here's one that I want to show you guys. This one's called Welcome to this guy
this
here.
Guy here.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
It's called Welcome to Yorkshire. It's absolutely lovely. I love this color.
It's such a jewel tone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were in Chelsea and we saw just some beautiful gardens.
Yeah.
And like the display gardens there are so many, everybody was kind of like focused on like some peachy tones, but there are so many jewel tones.
Oh yeah. I think jewel tones are really making a comeback.
They are.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny because I'm a peach girl.
Right.
Like I'm always
ditto.
Yeah. We're
Blush
the same
peach,
wavelength. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're there. But now I'm like, but wait a minute, like what's going on over here? And I've actually seen I'm really liking the combo of peach and introducing the jewel tones, like having that dark
peach and a dark blue.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
So good. So I feel like you're going to see more of these jewel tones being popular. I know they're going to make their way into my garden because I'm really like, I'm vibing with them.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited about that. But this would be a really great variety. The stem length on this, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Welcome to Yorkshire is absolutely incredible. So I've got a lot of it this year because it's over here too. So it's this whole section here and then this whole section here. So hopefully I'll get a good seed set on it.
Wow. Okay. So you're predicting jewel tones. I'm gonna be the first to buy them then. if that's what's gonna be hot, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, just the stem length. I can't get over it.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one.
Speaking of the stem lengths, Japanese sweet peas are becoming a thing.
Yes.
People are going wild for them. What do you like? What's your thought on them?
Oh,
you grow some.
Yeah, I grew some this year. I loved them.
Okay.
Very vigorous, long stems.
Okay.
Absolutely wonderful.
Do you think those are going to be easier to bring seeds over?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll have to see. I mean, so I got my seed from Awnings.
Sure.
And it was fantastic. So hopefully they're able to bring, more varieties.
Okay.
Over here.
Okay.
And we can get our hands on more.
When you're designing with sweet peas, I've seen you make some bouquets and they're beautiful. No, you make really beautiful arrangements. She sends me pictures randomly and I'm like, what is that? I immediately stop what I'm doing. I'm like, what is that? And you're just like nonchalant. You're like, it's this, and this, and this. I'm like, okay. And also, not to go back and forth, but my little brain is all over the place. You guys are opening up an Airbnb. Yeah. So before we get into design, let me just tell you guys something really quick. Right across the road, that house, I'm going to show you guys a picture because the sun is really bright right now. Marryn and her family bought this house. Mm-hmm. They're growing sweet peas out there. There's a whole vegetable garden out there, magical. You're going to be able to rent it here soon. We got a sneak peek inside. Yeah. They're still finishing up construction. It is beautiful. So we are actually staying in the studio behind it, which is also beautiful. And we walked in and you had a beautiful arrangement on the kitchen counter.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then a little vase with sweet peas, which I was like, oh my gosh. And Sergey was like, did she spray perfume in here? And I'm like, no, that's the sweet peas. But that arrangement, Sergey looked at it, he's like, see, look at her arrangements. I'm like, don't compare my arrangements to Marryn, okay? She's been doing this longer, okay? But it was just beautiful and flowy. So when you're designing with sweet peas, you don't just use the stems. I've seen you just take some of the vine and actually just add.
There's so much whimsy and with the tendrils. I mean,
that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's the tendrils. And so, I mean, look at this stem length on this guy. Look at that.
Oh, that's got to be I'm bad with measuring, but that is crazy.
I mean, look at the size of those flowers.
I know. They're
so
our
good.
Hand. Look at that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay. So you also cut the tendrils and it's okay to do that. So if I wanted to cut, say, oh gosh, I don't know, I wanted to use this whole thing. How deep do you cut, or do you just
It
would you
depends
cut
on
right
what
here?
yeah. So it
Okay.
depends on really what you're doing with it.
Okay.
Florists love sweet pea tendrils. So if
Okay.
you're going to be growing for cut flowers or for florists, I would definitely consider, putting sweet pea tendrils in your lineup.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just because they add just something. I mean, look at that. Like in an
Yeah.
arrangement at the in a compote, just flowing.
Yeah, it's
so good.
So lovely.
Yeah, so lovely. So it's really up to you how much you want to cut your plants back.
Sure.
So sweet peas are cut and come again. So the more you cut them, the more that they grow. Obviously, I don't really like cutting my plants.
I know.
As you know, so I'll cut them for a few arrangements here and there.
Sure.
But I won't cut unless I absolutely need to. But there's varieties that you can grow just for the foliage. So there's a really good one called Chloranthus. The flowers are really small. They're like a lime green.
I have that one.
Yeah.
And it's a vigorous little thing.
She did. It's so good.
Yeah. I bought one plant.
Yeah.
And it self-seeded. And I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just popping up everywhere right now. I'm like, all right, do your thing.
It's very vigorous. So I would recommend, if you're going to be doing that, maybe specifically grow that variety just for the vines.
That's so smart. I never thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
A little trick.
Yeah, little trick. That way you don't feel like you're cutting all of your sweet pea plants. But I mean, you could cut it here. You could cut it down here, depending on what the arrangement is.
Okay.
You know, what length you actually need. But yeah, they're so awesome to use as foliage as well.
Okay. Amazing. So with when you're cutting your flowers, if you are going to cut like other flowers, do you recommend picking coolest part of the day?
Oh yeah, pick coolest part of the day, either first thing in the morning or in the evening time, and then directly like into your cooler or refrigerator, and just keep them as cool as possible. So cold water, not ice water. I've had some people ask me about that. So not ice water, just really cold water, and just keep them as cool as possible. Okay. So if I'm harvesting for like a bouquet or whatever, I'm not cutting them until either that day or the night before.
Oh, okay. So you don't no. That's good to know.
They're not a flower that you're going to want to harvest and then keep in your cooler for a week before you use them. Sure. So yeah, you're going to want to do them as last minute as possible.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we just stepped in. This is the original.
The OG patch.
The OG patch. A lot of your book photography was done in here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because last year was the first year that we actually had sweet peas out in the main field.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you just trying to grow them out here because they're more protected in terms of
So
the light?
the light, just the shelter of the barn from the wind, like all the things. So this is where we slammed them in. We were in such a rush to get some rows established when we first bought the farm. Sure. That we, this is where we picked. And so this is what we call the OG patch.
Oh, I love it. And you have sweet peas everywhere. You have sweet peas right outside of your house in your like little personal garden. And I asked her yesterday when we were having dinner, I'm like, are these for you? Or she's like, no, I also collect seeds here. And so I'm like, okay, she's addicted.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, look at this.
I know, it's so crazy. We were playing hide and go seek yesterday with the boys, and they were like running through here, and I'm like, absolutely not. Look at this. Like, it's like a jungle of sweet peas. Look at how beautiful and full it is. So with all of the space that you guys have on the farm, do you anticipate growing even more next year?
Every year is different.
Okay.
So this year last year we did 8 rows out in the main field, I think. And this year we have, I think 14 out in the main field. Yeah. So I just never know, like, this was our first veggie garden back here, these raised beds. And then I put the grandiflora varieties in here. Yeah. Just because it's great. It keeps them contained. Sure. And we already had it. It was established. Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely love this little section. But yeah, every year is different. Okay. So last year, because the response to the book, the response to the seeds, the response to the farm has just been so incredible and amazing. I feel like every year is like more and more and more and more. Okay. So yeah, I really want to come out swinging with seeds. So
okay. Yeah. So
stay tuned.
I feel like there's going to be more. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if you guys are interpreting that message.
more.
But I'm like, more, please. And I know we live in such a a consumer society where we just want it. But going back to like your mission, like that was one of the questions I was going to ask you, like, what is the mission? And it's
just to share beauty with others.
It is.
Yeah.
And these really are the most romantic flowers in the garden.
Yeah.
Like there's something about these that it, like, we'd be walking just like looking at her other flowers because she's got an immaculate, if you guys saw, I'll show you pictures and video of her cut flower garden. It's just beautiful. But the sweet peas, you when you look at them, like, I don't know, it just does something to you.
Yeah. There's just something so whimsical and just magical about just standing in all of these vines. And, you know, this is my happy place. I mean, they're kind of on their way out now just because they're starting to set seed. And that's another thing. So there's a huge difference between plants that are, you know, when you grow for seed versus plants that you're constantly cutting, right? So mine, because I'm not cutting them, they're not regenerating as fast as somebody that's constantly cutting their flowers. So once they start to set seed, and what, you know, it's going to be 80 degrees this week. So, I mean, this is pretty much going to be, I think after this week, pretty much the end of the season. Yeah.
Do you find yourself out here more and more?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Like this is my happy place. This is where I feel inspired. This is where this is my classroom. I mean, I'm constantly learning, constantly observing, and just, you know, I think being still in the flowers is just I mean, this is honestly, like, my chickens are, you know, making noise in the background, and it's just a lovely place to be. So yeah, and just being able to like soak this all in, because this creates so many gardens. And that's honestly kind of what keeps me going, is so much of this is going to be shared with so many people, and they're going to be able to experience the same joy that I do. And these mornings like this, I mean, like,
this is insane. We got up at 4:30 the other day, yesterday, to see the light and the magic. Everything was so still, and just beautiful. Like, and I hope you know that. And I think a lot of farmers, like, this is our message and our thank you to them, because you guys, like, you do keep us going, because all of these seeds, I'm gonna get emotional, make their way into our garden. And it's like going out there when you're having a bad day and you get to see these flowers, and it's like you help do that, you know? So you always have to keep going. But anyway, so yeah, just like thank you for putting this beauty out into the world, because you're kind of spearheading this whole new chapter for sweet peas in the US. Like, you're leading that. So
thanks.
Guys,
now you're going to get me all emotional.
I don't want it to end. But I know we have stuff to do. We're actually preparing.
It's a big day.
It's a big day today. We're having. I'm inserting myself in her life. She's having a book signing here on the farm today. So we're going to harvest some sweet peas. We're
going to do some fun stuff.
I know. I'm excited. But she said, like, we want to harvest. And I'm like, yes. Say less. Just give me some pruners and let's start. But I did want to show you guys, if you haven't seen it yet, this is her book, Sweet Pea School. I think you can order it on Amazon still on your website. So I will link everything down below. It's beautiful. Even if, like, it's a good coffee table book. It's a great coffee table book. Because the pictures in here, I'm just going to show you guys just a quick preview. I don't want to give you too much, but just like even the photography, all of the varieties, like everything that you need, I promise. Look at that. Arranging is in this book. It really does go, there she is. All of the beautiful things is in this book. So make sure you guys pick up your copy. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. It's so good. Thank you so much for having us back on the farm. Like,
absolutely.
I'm like, what else can I come back and
Your
say?
family now.
Oh, you heard it here first. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today on Marryn's farm again, seeing all of the beautiful sweet peas. I know there's going to be a lot of amazing things coming out of this one right here. So keep your eyes out on everything that she's doing, because I know
you're so sweet.
It's going to be great, you guys.
Thanks, you guys. such a stunning variety.